So what is this called? This is called dimensional analysis. It says dimensional analysis involves using conversion rates, like the 1 foot to 12 inches, to change from one unit of measurement to the another. So how would you convert 8 feet to inches? If I started off with 8 feet, how many inches is that? Well, if you look at it, you have 8 feet, and they do this 1/1 thing, right? And then they say 8 feet over 1 is 12 feet over 1 inches, so they're just replacing the number 1 with 12 feet over 1 inches. So then they say that's, well, look, the feet cancel. So if the feet cancel, you're left with 8 times 12 over 1, which is just 8 times 12 inches, which is 96 inches. I hate the way that they did it right here. They divided by 1, multiplied by 1, and then did a conversion factor. So this is what they do in the text. This is not what I want to do. What I like doing is conversion ladders, and it organizes it a lot better for you. So how would have I done it? I would have started with 8 feet. I would have used my conversion factor that 12 inches is 1 foot. Those are the same thing, so this is just the number 1. But the reason that I put feet on bottom is because I needed my feet to cancel. So now my feet cancel. Always multiply across the top and the bottom. So I have 8 times 12 divided by 1. Notice my unit now is inches, which gives me 96 inches. So this is what I'm going to choose to do, is the conversion ladder every single time. And I hope to see it on your paper as well, because it's a heck of a lot better than the way that the book does it, about inventing a 1 and then changing what it is, and then, yeah. So conversion ladders, by far the way to go. Says, let's look at this. Always start with the unit that you were given and finish with the unit you want. So multiply straight across and then divide the numerator by the denominator. And another thing that's super, super important is be sure to label your answer, your units. The whole entire point of this is to label the units. The whole entire point of this problem is to label the units, so you better make sure that you do. It says, if you do not know the direct conversion rate to change from one unit to another, a conversion can be accomplished by multiplying by 2 or more conversion rates. So let's look at this one right here. Start off with 2 miles to yards. Well, I don't know the conversion between miles and yards. So always start off with what you're given. We're given with 2 miles, and then let's think about the conversion that we know. We know miles to feet. We know that 1 mile is 5,280 feet. Why did I put miles on the bottom? Because I needed to cancel those out. So if I multiply it by 2 times 5280 over 1, now my units would be in terms of feet. But I don't want feet, I want yards. So the question is, do I know a conversion from feet to yards? And the answer is yes, I do. I know that there's 3 feet in 1 yard. Why did I put feet on bottom? Again, I need the feet to cancel, and now I'd have yards. So my miles canceled, my feet canceled. What I have on top is 2 times 5280 times 1, and on bottom I have 1 times 3. And remember, my answer here is in terms of yards. I see a typo right there. This right here should be yards. So when I do 2 times 5280 all divided by 3, I end up with 3,520 yards. So you might have to do more than one conversion factor to get where you want. This really comes into play a lot when you're doing capacity. Like if you want to go from ounces to quarts, well, I don't know the direct conversion from ounces to quarts, but I know ounces to cups, cups to pints, and then pints to quarts. So I might have to do more than one conversion. Okay? Let's look at this next one. It says convert 18 inches to feet. Well, let's start off with what they give us. They give us 18 inches. Awesome. Let's start with 18 inches. I need to go to feet. So do I know a conversion factor between inches and feet? And the answer is yes, I do. I know that 12 inches are in 1 foot. Why did I put inches on the bottom? Because I need to cross off the units. So what I have here is 18 times 1 all over 12, all the numbers in the same place, but my unit is in terms of feet. So when I do that, I end up with, let's see what your calculator is giving you. If I put that in, my calculator is giving me 3/2 feet. Okay, 3/2 feet. If someone said, how long is this board? Okay, this board's 18 inches. Well, what is it in feet? When's the last time someone told you a board is 3/2 feet long? So 3/2 feet is what's called an improper fraction. And almost always in mathematics, I like improper fractions. The only time, one of the very, very, very few times that I like normal fractions, which is called a mixed number, is when it's a real-world problem. If someone said, how long is that board? You would never say 3/2 feet. What would you say? You would say 1.5 feet. 1.5 feet is what you would say. Okay? So this is the only section where I'm going to have you write fractions as a mixed number, not an improper fraction. Improper fraction. Okay, so write it as a mixed number. That's what I want to see. Is it written as a mixed number? All right. How did I do that? How did I know that it was 1.5? Well, it's pretty simple. My calculator did it for me. So what I want you to do is, how do you get to a mixed number? On your calculator, what I want you to see is, I want you to hit, once you have 3/2, once that's in your calculator, what you want to do is you want to hit the second button, and then you want to hit the button that looks like a times 10 to the n button. It's right next to the fraction button, and then hit enter. And when you do that, that's going to convert your improper fraction, 3/2, into a mixed number for you. Likewise, you could do it in the exact same, the opposite direction. If you're given a mixed number, you can change it into an improper fraction doing that. So that's how you convert it. Don't sit there. A lot of people try to sit there and do the division and figure, don't worry about it. Just use your dang calculator. You're allowed it on the test. So once your calculator gives you 3/2, simply hit that second plus that times 10 to the n button, and you'll be good to go. All right, let's try the next one. Convert 14 feet to yards. Always start with what you're given. We always start with 14 feet then. We want to go to yards. The question is, do we know a conversion between yards? And the answer is yes. We know that 3 feet are in 1 yard. Again, the reason that I put feet down on the bottom is because I need it on the bottom, right? So I can simplify the units. So this is going to be 14 times 1 all over 3, multiply straight across. And that's in terms of yards, right? So this would be 14/3 yards. But again, that is the mixed number, and I do not want the mixed number as the answer. I want that is the improper fraction, and I do not want the improper fraction. I want the mixed number as the answer. So what is 14/3? Again, go on your calculator and hit that second button, and then hit that time 10 to the n. It's going to write it as a mixed number for you, and it'll tell you that it is 4 2/3 yards. So what is 14 feet? It is 4 2/3 yards. If you look at the solutions on this, the posted solutions has an issue. It says it's 4 2/3 feet. Of course, that's the wrong unit. We were converting it to yards. It should say 4 2/3 yards.